Hello, my name's Taylor. This is the best wargaming. Here shortly, Colton is going to take you on a tour, a tutorial, the best thing you've ever seen, a little guide of Tabletop Simulator, or you might see it abbreviated as TTS. Why is this good? Why do you want to know about Tabletop Simulator? Why would you want to play a tabletop game without your miniatures that you spend so much time and effort in painting and playing with? You want to put them on the table. And I'll tell you why. Because it's not all about your little minis, all right? You can try out a ton of different armies, okay? You can play with people all around the world. Join a 40K community on Discord, okay? You can try out so many different things, experience so many different metas. It'll be the best thing you've ever seen, ever played in your life, all right? So stop being a little pussy and you buy it and you download it and you play Tabletop Simulator so you can get better at the game and have fun, okay? It's cheap. You spend $20 instead of spending $2,000 on buying an army that you don't even like. All right? So that's it. Anyways, here's the tutorial.
Hey guys, so Taylor went over some of the reasons to use TTS by 40K and some of the benefits it brings. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to actually get it set up. So what you're going to go ahead and do is go over to your Steam. And once you're on here, we're going to go download a couple things from the workshop so that way we can get it rolling. So you'll go ahead and hit workshop, and then up here, you're just going to go through and search each of the things that you're going to need. We will also have them linked in the description so you can download. So one of the ones you'll need is FTC Base 40K. And if you just go ahead and search that, it'll pull it up. So what you do is once you've got it, you'll go ahead and click it, and then you will click the subscribe button. I've already got it subscribed, so I don't need to. Some of the other ones that you're going to need, we'll go ahead and go back to the ones I've already got. So you're just going to go through and download each of these ones that we've already got right here. So of course the FTC competitive base, that's just going to be what you actually play on. It'll load on the map and have all your dice. The Hutber, this is another version of the FTC base, and that is just going to be a quality of life update version. There's a few things that they changed on it, but it's the same thing as this. Yellow Scribe is going to let you actually import your army onto Tabletop. Forceorg is something that has a bunch of the models already on this app, and it also has Yellow Scribe built in, so that's an alternate option if you don't want to use this. And then if you are not using Forceorg, you'll have to go through and download models, and if you want unit cards for each of the armies that you want to put the models on. And then if you are not using the Hutber version of this, you will need to go through and download the maps that you're going to want to use to play on. Alrighty guys, so once you're subscribed to all of those different apps, we're going to go ahead and go in and get our models loaded into TTS and Yellow Scribe. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to open up a Chrome extension or whatever browser you use, and we're going to search New Recruit Army Builder and go to this website. This is just a way to build armies that's different from the app, and you could do it on the computer, or I believe Android has an app for it. So you'll go ahead and click here to try it now. And if you have not used it before, what you'll do is you're going to click New List right at the top. You'll choose whatever faction you want. Give it a list name. We'll just call it World Eaters. And then you're going to click the Add Force button right here, and you'll hit Create List. And then here it's going to pop up, and you can go through and add whatever characters you want, battle line, and then change all their war gear. Once you have it set up how you want, we're going to go back to the one that I made. So we've got a Leagues of Votann army here. Went ahead and got it all set up, and we've got all the war gear correct. Once it's ready, you'll go ahead and go to the top and click Export. And then you're going to click right here where it says Yellow Scribe. And it's going to copy a code to your clipboard, or you can highlight it right here and copy it if you need to. So once you're on there, we're going to go back to TTS. We're going to go ahead and go into the Yellow Scribe. So you'll go ahead and hit Create, Single Player. Actually, we're going to get our models first. That's important. So you'll hit Workshop, and then you are just going to go to wherever you have your models. So the one that we saved, we're going to go ahead and go here, Armies, Models, and then mine is right here, Leagues of Votann Proxies. We'll go ahead and load this. So once we've got it loaded in, we're just going to get the models that we need. So we need Pioneers, we need Warriors, we need a Call model or Uther, and then we need Berserkers. Do not worry about grabbing how many you need exactly, because it will generate how many you need. Once you've got the ones you want, go ahead and right click this, and then you're going to click Save Object. And then we'll just name this models that we need to put it on. So we are going to go ahead and now go to Yellow Scribe. So you'll click Games, Workshop, and then we're going to click this Yellow Scribe V2 right here. So go ahead and click that and click Load. So once we're on this, we're going to go ahead and paste in that code that we got from New Recruit. And it might take just a moment to load. All right, so once you got it on here, it's going to have all these cards right here. And if you have more for a 2,000 point list, you'll probably have to scroll down. So what we're going to go ahead and do is load in the models that we want to put these rules onto. So you're going to click Objects, Saved Objects, and then we are going to go ahead and save those models that we just got, or open up those models we just saved. So you'll go ahead and click here, and click on the table to spawn it, and right-click to get off of that. So we are just going to go through, click the card, and then left-click the one that we want to put that on. So Warriors, here's a regular Warrior. Here's a guy with the heavy weapon. Here's another guy with the heavy weapon. And then this will be the Thine. Berserkers, we got our normal Berserkers. Guy with the grenade launcher. The concussion gauntlet. Pioneers. Scanner, searchlight. Got all there. So once you have it set the way you want it, you'll just drag those off to the side. And then you're going to hit Create Army. And what this is going to do is it's now going to load up an army with all the models with the rules. So that way you can hover over it and you can see all of their stats, their weapon profiles, and their abilities. Once you're on this, if you press num on your, or press 1 on your keyboard, you'll press open that, and it'll actually pull up a bigger spreadsheet of those rules and the abilities. Some of them are a little hard to read, but these are just your detachment and army rules. So as long as you know them, you shouldn't have to read it on this, or you can pull it up on another screen. So once you've got it here, what you're going to do is you're going to drag over it, and then you're going to right click, go to toggles, and then you're going to click measure movement. I recommend clicking it, unclicking, and clicking one more time just in case, because some models already have it turned on. Once you've done that, highlight it again, and then you're going to click Save Object, and then name it whatever you want. So Votan Combat Patrol. And then now we have got our army saved. Another way of doing this is you can use something called Forceorg. So let's go ahead and go to Games again. We'll click Workshop, and we're going to go open up Forceorg right here. So you'll click Load. And this might take just a moment to load because it's a pretty big application. It is very handy because it has actually already got all the models on here, so you don't have to go searching for them on the Steam Workshop. So you'll go to whatever army you want. Some of them, the bigger ones, like Space Marines especially, have so many models that whenever you click it, it will take a moment to load, so just give it a second. So we got Votan, so we'll go ahead and click Load Models. And these will get loaded in. Usually they have pretty high definition models also, so it's very nice. So once again, we're just going to grab what we needed. So we needed Pioneers, Berserkers, Warriors, and then some call model. So what you're going to do on Forceorg is you're actually just going to drag them right down here, since this has already got Yellow Scribe built in. So once you've got them down there, you'll go ahead and hit Launch Yellow Scribe, and we're going to paste that same code from earlier and hit Submit. Sometimes Yellow Scribe, if it's been too long since you click export to Yellow Scribe, the code, you'll have to go through and make a new one. It can take just a moment to, or it can expire after so much time. So once again, we're just going to go through and click on the Warriors. I might not be clicking the right ones, but we're just going to click through them. The little Berserkers, and then the Pioneers. Okay, once you got them all clicked, once again, you'll just hit Create Army. And just like Yellow Scribe, it's just going to load them on a little table. And then this is where you're once again going to toggle the movement. And then you will go ahead and save the object however you want to save it. And not Yellow Scribe, but Forceorg is great. Shout out to the person that makes it and keeps it going. I think they are actually right up here for the credits. But this is very helpful instead of having to go through and dig and find all of the different models for your army. Alrighty, y'all. Now that we got those models saved, let's go ahead and get y'all into a game and go in. So we're going to go ahead and click Games right here and go to Workshop, and we're going to go to FTC Competitive Base and get that loaded in. Once you got it here, the first thing you're going to see, it's going to choose if you want to be the red or blue player. Just select whichever one you want. We've already got them pulled up here. Then it's going to ask what size battle you're playing. So if you're playing Combat Patrol, Incursion Strike Force, or a Mad Lad who wants to play Onslaught. So we'll go back to Incursion Strike Force and go ahead and hit Confirm for Gaming. Now let's go ahead and go get the mission set up. So it's going to ask if you want to play Leviathan or Pariah Nexus. We'll go ahead and click here and do Pariah Nexus. It's got all your mission cards here. So you can either do a fully random mission. You can do a random GW mission where it's going to pick one from that pool of missions they created. Or you can select a specific mission if you're needing to prep for a tournament, just want to play a specific one. So we got the mission A, the tipping point, raise banners, take and hold. So let's go ahead and get this set up. So we'll go down here to deployment zones. And we're just going to scroll over to tipping point. So as you can see, it puts down the walls for the deployment zone and all the objective markers. If you are playing a mission that has hidden supplies, if you just keep scrolling right here, it will say HS, and that's going to be the hidden supplies version that has the extra markers. So let's go ahead and put it back down to tipping point. And let's go ahead and get our terrain loaded in. So you're going to go ahead and go to games up here, click workshop, and then you're going to go additive load in the whatever terrain you're wanting to use. So let's say we're doing mission layout 2. You click options right here, additive load, and then click load, so it adds it onto this. If all the terrain looks good, there's no bugs or anything, or if you just want to choose different terrain, you can click remove. If everything's correct, go ahead and click confirm. Let's go ahead and get our army spawned in. So we'll go over to our side. We're going to click objects right here, saved objects, and then just click on wherever you save that army we saved on Battlescribe or Forceorg earlier. So once we got that loaded in, let's go ahead and do our secondaries. So if you're playing fixed, then what you're going to go ahead and do is you'll flip over the 2 cards that you're wanting to use. You can either press F or just right click and click flip. If you are playing tactical, what you're going to do is flip over these 2 tactical cards right here, and then you're going to click lock in. And if you're playing fixed, you flip over the 2 you want and then click lock in there. So that's going to go ahead and put those up there so that they are ready to go. So now you'll go ahead and do your deployment, pregame moves, scout moves, all that good stuff. And once you determine who's going first and the right game's ready to begin, we'll go ahead and come over here and click start game. And you can change whichever player is going first. So let's say the red player is going first. We'll hit start game. A couple new buttons will pop up. So you're going to have this button right here to gain a CP. You can click it and it won't let you gain more than one CP per battle round. If you have a rule that goes around that and need to manually add it, you can just click the plus button right here. You're going to have this button right here in the middle that's going to let you go through all your phases, your command phase, movement, shooting, charge, all the good stuff. If you get whenever you get to the fight phase, once you're done with that and you click next turn, since that's the last phase, it's going to pass it over to your opponent and it's automatically going to give each of you a CP. So right up here, whenever you're ready to draw secondaries, you can click this button right here and it'll pull the secondaries up for you. If you draw one that you can't score, you can click the X button, or if you draw one that you just want to discard, you can click the X to get rid of it. Or if you draw one you just want to recycle and draw a brand new one, then you can click recycle right here and it'll pull up a new one for you. If you draw like behind enemy lines turn 1. Scoring, so you can add your primary that you score each turn right over here. And then you can put your secondaries right here. So let's say we got 5 for behind enemy lines, and then we got 5 for no prisoners. So it's going to add it right down here, and then it's also going to be displayed right over here. As you can see, it does already add the 10 points for being battle ready also. Once you're on turn 3, if you're wanting to use a secret mission, what you can do is come right down here where you locked in your secondaries, and you click prepare secret. And then you are going to flip over the one that you're wanting to use. And then you are going to click lock in, and that's going to put the secret right up here. And that should be everything that you need to get going for it. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you a quick alternative to the FTC base, which is going to be that Hutber base I had told you to download earlier. It's going to be the same thing. It's just got a few quality of life updates. So we're going to go back into create a server. We're going to click workshop again, and then we're going to click on that Hutber 40K competitive base and click load. Now, this is the exact same as the FTC base, just some quality of life updates, and it already has all of the maps put onto it for Pariah Nexus, for UKTC, and WTC also. So once again, we're just going to go ahead and hit confirm for gaming. And then as you can see, it's already got the cards right down here where you can lock them in, and then it's got the maps right here. So what you're going to do, if you're playing, say, Pariah Nexus, you're going to hit this place button right here. And then it's going to show you all of the cards right here and what layouts go with what mission. So if you have a specific one you're wanting, you can just flip this over and come drag the one you want. If you want to do a random one, you'll just go ahead and hit shuffle and then drag it off and flip the one that you want. So let's say layout 6. So once you've got the one you want, you're just going to hit load map. And then it's going to load that map for you, so that way you don't have to have it downloaded. If for some reason it doesn't load, the creator said just hit load map again, and hopefully it should fix it. It's really new, so if there is anything wrong with it, you can always go use the old FTC base, but this is very helpful with not having to go download every single map, and I think I'm going to be using it from now on in the future. Alrighty, guys. So we're going to go ahead and go over just some of the features around the table so you can get familiar with it. Right over here, you have got the buttons so you can hide your reserves from your opponent whenever y'all are deploying, just so you can't see what they're putting in reserves also. So anything inside of this red bar, the blue player cannot see. Go ahead and click show. Right here, you've also got activation and spawn token and win tokens. So you can click here to spawn it, and then you can left click or right click to add or lower. Of course, right here, this is where the magic happens. We're going to be rolling all your 4-up and bowls. You can click these buttons to spawn any number of dice. You can either drop them into this box to roll them, or you can click the roll all dice button. Whenever you're ready to clear, you can right click this to lower the map, and then you can also click on this and it'll show you either your last roll or your last couple of rolls. There's also little things you can do right here with only deleting certain rolls or re-rolling certain rolls that you can look through. You can also change the color of your dice right over here. And you can also change, if you click this, if they have the white tip or the black tip. And then if you wanted to use custom dice or any of these dice right over here, you can just drag whatever dice you want to use onto the table, hit the custom dice, and then it will spawn in those colored dice from now on. Right down here, you'll have your hand or your secondaries. We'll go over those in a little bit. Right here, you have got your little window where you can see where your opponent's rolling the dice, so you don't have to go all the way right over here. Right down here, you've got your reserves board, all your transports, reserves, strat reserves that you can put onto this to mark it. Right over here, you've just got some of the stratagems, and then you've also got the Pariah Nexus Tournament campaign if you need to flip and look through that. On both sides of this, you've got extra objective tokens in case you're playing like the Ritual, and then you've also got all of these tokens to indicate extra buffs that you have, OC, Battle Shock, Fight First, Advance and Charge, all of that good stuff, just in case you need a little reminders. Here's where all the scoring is going to take place, right here, and then this is where it keeps your command points, victory points, and what turn it is. You've got a timer and a clock right up here. Right down here, you have got extra buttons for showing indications on the battlefield, so you can click this to show table quarters on the battlefield. Area denial to show you 6 inches off the center and 3 inches. Leviathan engaged, just in case you're still playing the Leviathan tournament pack. Strat reserves to show you where you can come off of the table edge. And then investigate signals. You only need this if you're playing Leviathan. And then you also have containment just for scoring that secondary, make it easier to read. Whenever the game has actually started, there's also an additional button here that says show deployment, so that way the deployment zone is on the board also. Right up here, you have also got a little thing that just shows some of the common keywords like heavy, scout, precision hits, just so that you can read those if you need to. And then here is your opponent's half of the board and all of their strat reserves and transports also. Alrighty, y'all. So we're just going to go over a couple of things as far as movement goes and actually playing the game on TTS. So we've got a couple of models set up so I can give you some examples. One of the nice things if you set up your models with Yellow Scribe is you can actually set up a little border around the miniatures so you can measure how far things are with pre-measuring. So say you need to, the enemies can't 9-inch deep strike from this guy. It makes it a lot easier to put all of these in 9, and then you can see how much of an area you're actually screening versus actually just measuring it out manually. The different tools up here, so you've got the grab tools, so that way you can just grab little people and move them. You got this draw tool in case you need to mark something on a map and make it easier for your opponent. And you can also erase it right here. You've got the line tool. That's one that you're going to be using a lot to measure distances. And you can hover over a model and drag it, and it'll show you the distance. Like there's exactly 7 inches between these two. You can grab the flick tool for whenever your buddy makes you mad, and you can grab his model and flick it. And then one of the ways that's easier to measure, if you, instead of clicking up here and going all the way to the line tool, if you have the grab tool selected, you can hold down tab and it'll actually measure for you. So that way you don't have to go constantly changing tools. Whenever you're moving models, you can just grab them, pick them up and move them. It does let you just go straight through walls. So unless you're infantry, just be careful that you're actually kind of measuring around the wall. So like this guy would move, say 6 like this, 3 like this, and then 3 to get around that wall. You probably could do it a bit closer. Move right up here. These guys say would move 5 inches, so we'll go ahead and move them right here. Just so they're moving up a little bit so they can try and make a charge into here. So we've got these guys. They all have 24-inch guns, so we're just going to hold down tab and check and make sure that they are all in range of all of these enemies. and they all have line of sight. If the line of sight angle is hard to tell, just talk with your opponent if you think that you can see them. You can also go right here to this line tool, and then you can draw a straight line to them, so that way you can see if it's crossing over any of this terrain at all. So whenever you're done shooting, it's like these guys are ready to charge, so they're 8.1 away, so that means they need an 8-inch charge. So you just go right over here, grab 2 dice, roll them. That's an 8 exactly. That worked out. So then you'll just grab these guys, move them 8 base if you can, and then you can, if they are not going to make it easy, you can just grab them all like this and pile them in. And then we would pile in for combat. This guy moves 3. This guy moves 3, so he's not based. This guy moves 3, so he bases here. So this guy does not move far enough. He can't base, so he would not get to fight. But that's a couple of the little movement things. Whenever you're ready to delete models, you can just grab them and click delete, or highlight them, right click, and then hit delete. Some models, whenever you delete them, the game starts lagging. I know there is some orc models going around, the mega knobs, that if you delete them, it makes the game start freezing. If that happens, just undo that and then, or click this little button to rewind time and go back. This button's also very helpful in case you need to, I move these models over here, don't remember exactly where they were. I can just click this button to rewind time and it'll put them right back where they were, and it might lag just a second. And then the most important button that you have of all is the flip button for whenever you get tabled and then you're just done with the game and you can flip it with your friend. Thanks. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the tutorial. Hope you all enjoyed the video, learned how to play 40K on TTS. It's a super helpful tool like Taylor was explaining earlier. If you have any questions or anything we can help you with, just let us know down in the comments. And thank you so much for enjoying the video. Take care.